In 1977, President Jimmy Carter walked through what he called the worst slum in America, the South Bronx. American decay, symbolized by the burnt-out borough. And Carter promised to, quote, turn it around. 3 years later, Ronald Reagan stopped by to see if Carter had lived up to his promise. And when he arrived, said he hadn't seen anything like this since London after the Blitz. But unlike Carter, Reagan got in the middle of a crowd of black Americans. They yelled at him, "Bring back jobs." And Reagan shouted, "I can't do a damn thing for you if you don't get elected." And he promised to try as hard as he could. It was a bold move for a white Republican to go deep in the South Bronx, and it paid off. Reagan won almost every state in the country, including New York, the last Republican candidate to do it. Yesterday, in a Reagan-esque move, Trump hit up a bodega in Harlem, which showed him a lot of love.
I love you, Trump! I love you, Trump!
We love Trump!
I love you, Trump!
We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump!
Donald Trump wasn't treated like the racist dictator the media paints him as. He was greeted with love and affection by the very people the press tells you he hates. Now, if Harlem's chanting 4 more years to Trump, what's November going to look like?
I love this city, and it's gone so bad in the last 3 years, 4 years, and we're going to straighten New York out. So running for president, we're putting a big hit on New York. We think we can win New York. With 500,000 migrants that poured in and take over the parks, they took over your hotels, they take over everything. It's no good. And you know what they've done? They've destroyed so many people. The African-American community now is not getting jobs. Migrants are taking their jobs that are here illegally. Hispanics are not getting jobs. Migrants are taking the jobs. We're going to have to do something because no country can sustain it. These are prisoners and people from mental institutions, largely that are coming.
Harlem's chanting Trump, 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 while Donald says mentally ill bad hombres are taking their jobs. That moment destroys all the propaganda. The spontaneity, the humanity, the reality of a moment like that renders all of the talking points and all the hoaxes powerless. He's setting off chain reactions with moments like this and last week in Atlanta.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
Please do.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Yes, Kayla, yes.
We're going to get rid of Biden.
Trump gets indicted in Georgia. Atlanta says, we love you. Trump gets indicted in New York. Harlem says 4 more years. Donnie from the block. We've been trying to tell you Johnny's been out in the streets and they didn't believe us.
Who do you want to win the 2024 election, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump. Trump, Trump. When he was in, it was no crime. Crime was down.
Uncle Donald, no cap. That's a nice guy.
Trump is straight up and down, like 6 o'clock. At least I know what I get when it comes to him.
I was more comfortable with Donald Trump in office.
Trump, that's right, I said it. That's right, I said it.
What do you like about Donald Trump?
He don't bull, he don't care, I like that.
A white Republican billionaire's hugging the block harder than Spanish Hollywood. It didn't dawn on them until the bodega.
Excuse me for a second, please.
Coño, triple hueputa, me la madre, super panty, mal parido.
It looks like the Democrats are in trouble. And you might be thinking, how is this possible? Donald Trump is winning Latinos? Build the wall, Donald Trump? That's right. For Latinos, this election is all about inflation. And that makes sense. Inflation is bad right now. They're going to have to change the name of the game show to The Price is What now?
They're panicking because Trump's picking off their people. Just because you leave the streets doesn't mean you lose touch. Inflation, crime, and migrants don't touch limousine liberals. But a man who's been riding limos his whole life still knows the cost of living and knows migrant crime can cost you your life. Bodega owners for Trump. Kind of has a nice ring to it. Both know what it's like to be charged with a crime for defending yourself. The media knows they've unleashed a political animal.
He walks outside of the courthouse and does these speeches, going to this bodega and having hundreds of people wanting to meet him and using these moments covered by Fox News and other far-right networks as sort of campaign events. I think there is something to be said for what he can do with this.
Essentially, he's like a caged animal, and that's a dangerous situation. He's feeling very threatened. He's out of control, and so we do expect him to lash out.
Does Trump seem out of control to you for a guy facing 91 counts? I mean, I'd be doing acupuncture if I was hit with one misdemeanor. How's Trump in Harlem stacked with Biden in Pittsburgh? No bueno. Joe's got a go chance in Pittsburgh. Imagine what they're chanting in Georgia. Probably can't air it. These two campaigns, day and night. Trump talks about your issues. Biden talks about himself.
I was in the motel, after the local motel, getting changed, and I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, you know, they have shower, toilet, and a sink, and I got a towel on me and shaving cream, and I hear bam, bam, bam at my door, really loudly, and wonder what the hell is that? And I walked to the door and opened it up, and standing there was the former governor of the state of Delaware, Albert N. Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talk that you like is. I'm standing in a towel and shaving cream on my face.
While Trump's talking policy, Biden says his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
My uncle, they called him Ambrose Brosey, they called him Bozy. My Uncle Bozy was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. And he got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
The Pentagon says Biden's uncle was a passenger when the plane's engines failed and the aircraft ditched into the ocean. Plane wasn't shot down, his uncle wasn't the pilot, and cannibals didn't need him. And the men holding Biden signs, I mean, you ever seen such a sad group? Those poor, poor hostages. Look at this photo. More people were outside of a bodega than a Pittsburgh rally for Biden. Biden straight up plagiarizing Trump's playbook now, steel tariffs in Pennsylvania, then pops into a fast food joint. Tell me if you spot the difference. Didn't see a lot of love. Biden should borrow some of Trump's caged animal energy, you know? They said this election was a choice between love and hate. What they really mean is they hate how much you love them. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.